Think of a genetic bottleneck as evolution's version of survival of the fittest, extreme edition. It's when a species faces such a massive population drop that only a handful remain, carrying the genetic hopes of their kind. For humans, these events weren't just close calls. They were evolutionary makeovers, with natural selection rewriting our DNA to tackle life's toughest challenges. Imagine ancient humans navigating a world where every day was a survival test. Extreme weather, dwindling resources, and predators made the planet feel like one big obstacle course. Those who survived weren't just lucky, they were adaptive rock stars, passing down the tools, genes, that helped shape the resilient species we are today. The best part? These bottlenecks left genetic footprints that modern scientists can follow. By analyzing DNA, they've pieced together a fascinating story of struggle and survival. It's like detective work, but instead of solving crimes, they're uncovering how humanity dodged extinction and emerged stronger than ever. What's even cooler is how this shapes our view of history. Genetic bottlenecks remind us that progress often comes from the most unlikely survivors. Our ancestors didn't just endure, they innovated, finding new ways to adapt and thrive. It's a story of resilience, proving that even when the odds are stacked, the human spirit prevails. Lake Toba wasn't just a volcano, it was a full-on drama queen. Around 74,000 years ago, it blew its top with a bang so massive it makes other eruptions look like firecrackers. Imagine ash blanketing the skies and a volcanic winter, giving humanity the cold shoulder. It's like nature pressed the reset button, turning the world into a frosty survival challenge for our ancestors. For a while, scientists thought Toba nearly turned us into an endangered species, with only a few thousand humans scraping by. Picture a prehistoric reality show, where survival was the only prize. But plot twist, recent research suggests it wasn't quite the extinction-level event we thought. It was bad, just not end of humanity bad. Turns out, our ancestors were tougher than we gave them credit for. Still, Toba's eruption was no small hiccup. The landscape was reshaped, climates went haywire, and humans had to level up their survival game. It's like Earth handed them the hardest level of a video game, and they didn't just play, they won. From figuring out how to endure the cold to finding food in ash-covered lands, they made it work in true underdog style. What's truly fascinating is how Toba left a mark on the planet and on us. From geological records to genetic clues, its legacy is a reminder of humanity's resilience. Despite nature's most explosive temper tantrum, our ancestors didn't just survive, they thrived, setting the stage for all the chapters that followed in the epic tale of human history. Science loves a good plot twist, and in 2023, researchers delivered a bombshell, a human population bottleneck that happened between 800,000 and 900,000 years ago. Picture this, a global crisis so intense it left just about 1,280 humans standing. It's like hitting pause on humanity, with only a few survivors carrying the torch through an evolutionary slow burn. This wasn't a quick disaster. It dragged on for a jaw-dropping 117,000 years. Talk about a long-term survival strategy. Our ancestors had to adapt to brutal climate changes, scarce resources, and a world that seemed out to get them. It's not just a story of survival. It's a masterclass in resilience, with the stakes set at exist or disappear forever. But how do we even know this happened? Enter DNA detectives who trace this ancient cliffhanger through genetic data. Combined with the suspicious lack of fossils from that era, the evidence points to an epic bottleneck. It's like humanity's lost chapter, hidden in our genes, finally coming to light after hundreds of thousands of years. The takeaway: this ancient struggle shaped the very DNA we carry today. Those who endured weren't just survivors, they were innovators, finding ways to outsmart extinction. This long-lost crisis didn't break humanity, it built it, setting the stage for everything that followed. It's proof that when pushed to the brink, humans find a way to rise. Imagine an ancient reality show called Survivor, Prehistoric Edition. The contestants, early humans battling predators, freezing weather, and the occasional volcanic meltdown. The winners, a scrappy group of about 1,280 individuals who not only survived but became the MVPs of evolution. These resilient ancestors carried the genetic torch that shaped the future of humankind. These survivors weren't just lucky, they were adaptive geniuses. Facing harsh climates and limited resources, they found ways to innovate, from primitive tools to early strategies for hunting and gathering. It's like they turned the ultimate life hack into a blueprint for humanity's survival. Their resilience didn't just keep them alive, it rewired human evolution itself. Fast forward, and you can still see their influence in our DNA. Traits that helped them thrive, like adaptability and resourcefulness, became ingrained in our genetic code. It's as if they handed us a survival starter pack, equipping humanity with the tools to face challenges for millennia to come. Evolution, it seems, always rewards the clever. But the coolest part? These ancient struggles weren't just about getting by, they were about leveling up. The crises they faced forced innovations that paved the way for future human advancements. Our ancestors didn't just survive, they thrived, setting humanity on a path to greatness. It's proof that even when the odds are stacked, the human spirit is unstoppable. Life in the ancient world wasn't exactly a walk in the park. It was more like trying to survive an extreme obstacle course, with predators lurking at every corner. A drastic shift in the Earth's climate flipped the script, turning lush habitats into barren wastelands. Imagine being stuck in an ice age, without the luxury of coats, fire, or even a Starbucks to warm up. Survival? Barely. This wasn't just about shivering through frosty nights. Food became a luxury, and finding it was like winning the lottery. Early humans had to work with limited tools and zero cooking shows for inspiration. Hunting and gathering took creativity, while competing with megafauna, think saber-toothed cats, was like going up against nature's heavyweight champions. Technology was as basic as it gets, which made everything harder. Without fire, staying warm in icy climates was nearly impossible. And clothing, forget it. Prehistoric fashion didn't even exist yet, but necessity is the mother of invention. And this dire period sparked innovations that set the foundation for future human breakthroughs. The real plot twist? These brutal conditions didn't crush humanity, they sharpened it. The lessons learned and skills developed during this time created the building blocks of resilience. It's the ultimate story of bouncing back. Humans not just surviving, but evolving into the adaptable species we are today. Imagine Earth hitting the reset button with a dramatic flourish. Mass extinctions are like nature's way of clearing the stage. During these chaotic periods, ecosystems collapsed and species vanished faster than you can say saber-toothed tiger. Our ancestors didn't just survive this natural purge. They thrived, proving once again that humans have a knack for dodging extinction's bullet. While megafauna like woolly mammoths and giant ground sloths couldn't adapt fast enough, early humans scraped by with ingenuity. They didn't have fancy tools, but they had brains wired for problem-solving. Think of it as nature's ultimate talent show, where only the most resourceful got to stay in the game. Spoiler alert, we made it to the next round. It wasn't all doom and gloom, though. These mass extinctions reshaped ecosystems, opening up opportunities for survivors to thrive. Early humans adapted to new challenges, from shifting food sources to unpredictable weather. It's like playing survival mode in a video game. You don't just play to stay alive. You learn how to win under tough conditions. The takeaway: mass extinctions didn't just wipe the slate clean. They wrote a new chapter for life on Earth. For humans, it was a proving ground. showcasing resilience, creativity, and adaptability. The next time you hear about Earth's rough patches, remember that our species didn't just endure them, we came out stronger, ready to take on whatever comes next. Science thrives on debates, and when it comes to ancient bottlenecks, the discussions are as lively as a Thanksgiving dinner argument. Was it all about climate, or did migration play a sneaky role? Some scientists suggest mass migrations could explain population declines, while others argue it was nature's version of a hard reboot. Either way, the mystery keeps researchers hooked. Not everyone buys into the bottleneck story. Critics argue that what looks like a population crash could actually be a gap in the fossil record. It's like finding a missing chapter in a novel and trying to guess what happened. Meanwhile, supporters point to genetic data as undeniable proof, making it a classic case of follow the evidence. Adding to the intrigue, new discoveries keep shifting the narrative. Maybe the bottleneck wasn't one event, but a series of crises over time. Or perhaps it was a perfect storm, climate, migrations, and some unlucky timing all working together. Every breakthrough feels like finding a new puzzle piece, but the full picture is still elusive. What's certain is that these debates fuel exciting research, pushing science forward. Each new theory or discovery deepens our understanding of human history. It's a reminder that science isn't about having all the answers. It's about asking better questions. And when it comes to bottlenecks, the question isn't just what happened, but how it shaped who we are today. Picture this. Against all odds, our ancestors survived ice ages, volcanic tantrums, and mass extinctions to write the ultimate underdog story. Their resilience wasn't just about making it through tough times. It set the stage for everything we are today. Every modern human carries the legacy of those who endured, a genetic reminder that survival is in our DNA. These bottlenecks didn't just test our species, they forged it. They forced our ancestors to innovate, adapt, and outsmart challenges that could have wiped them out. The tools they developed, the knowledge they passed on, it all laid the groundwork for future civilizations. It's like history's toughest boot camp, and humanity came out stronger than ever. What makes this story so inspiring is its universality. Whether facing ancient glaciers or modern-day challenges, the spirit of resilience remains the same. The lessons of the past remind us that even when the odds seem insurmountable, human ingenuity and determination can tip the scales. Our history proves that we're built to bounce back. So next time you face a challenge, think of those 280 ancestors who kept humanity alive. They didn't just survive, they thrived, and their legacy lives on in each of us. Their story is more than history. It's a reminder that resilience is humanity's superpower, ensuring that no matter how hard life gets, we find a way forward. If you enjoyed this journey through humanity's incredible story of resilience, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on more fascinating stories that blend science, history, and a touch of humor. Let's keep exploring the amazing twists and turns of our past together. And hey, drop a comment below with your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you.